Welcome to Manifest Gratitude. Manifest Gratitude. Hey, we were a little late coming on tonight because we had a little storm that blew out the internet, but I am here. So, welcome again. And before we get started with our Manifest Gratitude podcast, I would like for you to do something for me. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it with a friend. I would really appreciate as we spread the news, spread information about manifesting gratitude. Tonight, I wanted to talk about manifest gratitude in troubled times. And I know for any of you who are breathing and have a heartbeat or pulse know that we are in some troubled times. And tonight's podcast was because a friend said to me, I watch your podcast and I hear you talk about manifesting gratitude. But Merck, in this situation that we're in right now, how can we really focus on manifesting gratitude when we are really concerned about what's going on, afraid of these wars and conflicts and what's happening? We have a situation with leadership that appears to be totally out of control. And I'm sorry, she told me that I go along with you. I like your podcast, but my goodness, I don't think I can really focus when I keep seeing the things around me. And as I was saying, I know, and everybody else knows that these are some troubled times. It has flipped the norm, the things that we have been accustomed to, what we think is a comfortable life, a controlled kind of situation that you have some idea of what's coming next. You can plan, you can appreciate, and then you have the things that are happening now that has never happened in our current lifetime. And there are different things. The old playbook of racism continues to play because that really makes some people feel like they are somebody. When you have somebody to look down on or to dislike or to discredit, they are misguided in believing that it picks them up, that it is lifting them up in some way. And they'll learn that is not true. You really have to stand on your own 2 feet and learn for yourself. So, when we're talking about gratitude in troubled times or in turbulent times, we're not focusing on the turbulence. We're not focusing on the things that are happening that we don't want to happen, or the things that are negatively affecting people in such a horrific way. What we do is look for the good within our own setting, in our own mind. We realize that, we can look at what's happening. You can deal with what's happening by not losing yourself into what is happening. You cannot allow this turbulence, and I call it turbulence. It reminds me of a storm. Like if you look at the Weather Channel, it shows some of these most horrific storms and how they are just like cyclones, spinning everything, catching everything up in it. And when that whirlwind cyclone finished, usually the stuff that it picked up is far away from where it started. And sometimes what is happening today is like that. So we have to anchor ourselves in spite of the turbulence that's around us. And sometimes I suffer at times from vertigo. And the vertigo can be so, just get you so off key, so off balance, that a lot of times when I am going through those periods of vertigo, I either sit down or I just lay flat on my back in my bed and just let the world spin. I let it all just spin around me. And in this turbulence, we need to let it spin around us and do what we have to do. Like some of the things people are saying, vote. When it comes, you can't complain about this. Nothing's going to happen. The way our system is set up, it is set up in voting. If you don't like something, vote. And you know what? Get that voting muscle going. Vote for everything. Vote for the dog catcher. Vote for your alderman or your council person. Vote for your city mayor. Vote for your county government. Vote, vote in church. Vote everywhere. Get that voting muscle going. And when you do or think about it, think about the fact that you are the head, you are the leader of your life, and you manifest the kind of life that you want, regardless of the situation, regardless if you don't have two pennies to rub together. You have your mind and you can focus, you can find and lay out a plan of what you want. That daydreaming is not all that bad. Start focusing, dreaming on what you want changed, and go for the gratitude of all that you have had, all that you have been through, where you are now, for whatever shelter you have, whatever situation you have. Even if you only have a cracker and a glass of water per day for your meal, find your way back to this powerful muscle, this powerful part of life and living, and that is putting the spoonfuls of gratitude into everything, every, try to see everything from the other side, from the gratitude side, from the grace side, for the side. I'm sure we've had those kinds of experience where you go like, oh, that was close. And sometimes we live our life with, oh, that was close. So even with that close, we find the gratitude. We look for things that we are grateful for. We try not to name and focus on the things that are happening. We try in all situations not to lose ourselves. We know who we are. We know that we have a strong center, that even our just being here, our existence came from a mighty power, and we are a part of that power. Rather we understand it or not. We focus on that. We lean on that. We look for the things in life, and we look and we acknowledge the hard things. We acknowledge the difficulty. And then we sit back, and if we have gotten through it, we go shh, and express the gratitude that we're on the other side of the troubling times. And if we're not, we express the gratitude, the thanksgiving, the be thankful to bring me through these times, to look at what's happening. Sometimes you have to hold your breath because it is so traumatic. But as you go through, and I've heard so much in most of my life, those too shall pass. And that is another way of expressing gratitude in these rough times, because we know this too shall pass. And you have to find ways. We're not glorifying the rough ways, but you gotta constantly, even when it's hard, even when the tears are falling, try and focus on something that you can give thanks for, something that you don't know, but you're seeking. There might be something that you need, and you don't know right now how to get it, but you begin to focus on not on the need or the lack, but focus on what you need to eliminate that focus, that lack and that need. You know what it is. So you begin to use your mind and to be still and to think within, to try to see an inward picture of what you want. Too often we focus on where we are and all the things that we don't want. We look, focus, I should say, on the troubling time. And let me tell you, I'm not trying to make light of that, because I know how difficult it is when you feel that your back is against the wall and you don't know where to go, what to do, or how to do it. And a lot of I've been there. And a lot of times we don't even understand how we got from against the wall. We don't even understand how we made it through. So I'm saying, when you're manifesting gratitude and trying to put gratitude up front, because you can't do two things at the same time. You can't praise and curse at the same time. And I had a friend to say, oh, yes, you can. But I'm saying no, because you're either saying the praise word or you're saying the curse word, or whatever words that you want to say that's opposite. You have to say one at a time. I don't think we found the language yet to combine them. So, what I am saying here in this troubling times, and I did not want to, I started to, because it was on my mind, to begin to list out the challenges, the troubles that we're going through. I started to do that, but nope, I don't want to do that. You know them. And, and what we're going through strikes us in different ways. So, what I find to be troubling and oh, justice, oh, heartening, disgusting, may not be the same for you. So we both, or each one of us, have to find our own center, the thing that bothers us, the thing that we need to move out of our way. We need to find something that we can, like a mantra, something that you practice. And I say gratitude because it can be just a thank you, just a thank you to the universe. Just that one word doesn't have to be to anyone. Whenever you think about it, thank you. That's manifesting in your life because you want to manifest in your mind, in your whole body, in your thinking and all your relations. You want a gratitude. You want to bring together, you want to manifest all those things that brings peace, that brings joy, that brings happiness, that brings solutions to the challenges that are experiencing. You don't have to name them all. Sometimes it's just a feeling that you have. But when we are in these times, we have to create the gratitude. We have to create the good. We have to create something to be joyful about, something to pay praise, to have your own praise party about. Do not allow the outward noise that we may hear, on the news media. I'm not telling you to not be a part of the society, where we listen and see news and what's going on in life. I'm saying how you interpret it, how you let it come into your mind, how you let it come into your life, how you manifest what you want in your life and your world. I want to manifest the good. And I say and the created manifest gratitude because when you are trying to figure out where am I? Where have I been? Where am I gone? What's going on around me? You may not have a clue or anything. You may not know how am I going to pay this bill? Whoa, the rent is due, the mortgage is due, all these other things that's happening. And we can fret, but if you don't have, if it's not sitting right here in the palm of your hand, then you really need to not focus on the lack, but how do I manifest the what I need, the good. And one way that I'm only telling you from my experience, one way of doing that is to start focusing on how you have come through, how you have made it through life thus far. Think about how you got over the mountain. How did you get over the hump? And as you begin to focus on that and give gratitude and appreciation for what you have accomplished, how you've made it over, what is happening, and why you are still here, you are still standing, you are still breathing. Although sometimes it feels so shaky, you don't know how long you will stand. So, what you do is just start giving grace and gratitude for each step you make, each thought you have, each movement you make, if it's just like this, manifesting gratitude in troubled times, in times like these. You don't incorporate the trouble, You incorporate the things that bring you a little joy. You incorporate the gratitude and let the other stuff fall off. And as much as you can, do not spend all your time focusing on the lack. Start thinking in advance, giving gratitude in advance for what it is that you want and what you need. Hey, if you like these talks, like them, subscribe to the channel, and share them with a friend. And until next time, manifest gratitude. Follow us on Facebook and here on this YouTube channel. But in your day to day life, manifest gratitude. Find the things that give you pleasure. Find the things that make you say, I'm glad for that. I am thankful for that. And every time you smile, every time you take a breath, every time you look to, towards the sky or the heavens, you're manifesting. Manifest gratitude. Your host, Eleanor Murky. Subscribe and share this channel.